Hello, in this video I'm going to cover some basic syntax regarding options API in VueJS. So there are two types of program structure that you can use for component authoring in VueJS. So I'm going to first use the options API style. I'm using Vue SFC Playground because I don't need to worry about the dependencies or setting up everything. So this is basically a raw basic developer tutorial or an introduction to how the structure of the component or the program looks when you build using options API. So let me get started. So what you need first is a script tag. So then you have to close a script tag. Then within script tag for options API, you have a few sections. They are also called as option group. So it is first one is called as data, but before that, yes, export default is what you need to say for this to be kept as one block. So within that block, you have data. Okay, so data is obviously you need to have a it's like a function, and then you have again the flower braces. So here you have to initialize your variable. They also call it as reactive state. We'll come to this in later videos, but then for now let's keep it simple by thinking that we are initializing a variable. While you initialize the variable, you have to provide the value also, like I can say hi world. That's it. So now the next section is, for example, let's write a method, right? So in order to write method, you should add a section called methods. They call it options group, but I prefer calling it a section. So within the methods, you can write your own method like get message, and you say this, right? And then just flower bracket as ever. Now, if you have to access this message inside this for options API, you have to use this dot message equal to, like for example, let's pass a name from here. So now I say equal to hi, and then just concatenate that dollar name. Okay, then now I'm also going to add one more method, which is also called as a hook. So let's keep it simple because we always write something in the load of something. So mounted is the equivalent. So in mounted, I just say brackets again because it's a method, then open and close. So here I'm going to call this method. So what I would say, again, use the same concept, this dot get message. That's it. So now here I'm going to pass now. That's it. So now in order to invoke this, you need a template, which is nothing but the UI structure or the component. So within this, I'm just going to add a p tag and then close that. So we just want to see the message, like the variable, whether it's having the proper value, right? So I say um, um, just invoke that particular variable messag. Okay, that seems pretty straightforward, right? Like on the mount, this gets invoked. I mean, this calls the get message. The get message, already the message is initialized with hi world. Then I can even change this to hi. It doesn't matter, right? So now once mounted is fired, so it passes now to make to in get message gets, when get message calls, it has the value of navan. So then that value stays there because mounted is one of the first events, right? Then you have message already having this value of hi navan. So if you pass again xyz, that should reflect automatically. So that's it. This is so simple. Options API has the structure of a data section, methods, and then mounted. Obviously you can totally remove these two, or you can move this totally somewhere else, but within the export default. Okay, and they should all be separated by commas. So there's a comma needed here because this is a totally different, but still it works because you can interchange this. But the most important part is data is for the variable declaration and then initialization, and then if you have to access the same variable in the methods, you have to use this within those methods sections. So this is very important. If you remove this, you'll get a syntax error. So yeah, so all methods go inside this and this section, and then you have the hook section, which is like you can have different hooks, which are, there's a lot of documentation regarding that. So mounted is one of the hooks. For option you specify like this, and then you invoke the particular method and then pass the variable value. So that's it for now. Thank you for watching.